And today we'll be doing a bit of a weekly reading vlog, reading some of the books on my TBR, reading some new releases, basically all the fun stuff. But before we hop in the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things books. I am starting this reading vlog on Monday, March 3rd. I don't know exactly when you are reading it, but I will be reading from this Monday, going through basically Sunday night, and then kind of doing the wrap up on next Monday, which will be the start of the class I'm teaching, so hopefully I can wrap this little reading vlog up by then. But the other reason I'm starting it today is because Oathbound, the final book in the Legendborn cycle, comes out tomorrow. I will be purchasing it on Kindle because, like I've said before, I like to have my formats, match when it comes to books, and I have every other book in the Legendborn cycle in paperback, so I'm going to wait for it to come out in paperback. I believe it's only out in hardcover right now, but you will be getting my full thoughts on that. I'll decide how I want to do spoilers or not on it, but I'm very excited. Other books that I plan on reading for this vlog, this is the book that I plan on picking up and hopefully either finishing tonight or tomorrow, and that's I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming. This is the newest book in her little bibliography. I believe she's finished with the Mead Mishap series, which I absolutely loved. 5-star stories, loved every book. And now we're moving into a little bit of an alien rom-com smutty adventure that we're going on, and this one has a bit of why I choose. I have been able to finish pretty much every single one of her books in a singular night or two in the past, so I don't imagine why I wouldn't finish this by sometime tomorrow, but we'll see, especially since it's under 300 pages. She is a short book. Then one book that I'm not going to finish, but I'm kind of just casually reading, is January's by Olivia Blake. This is also on my TBR for this month. It is a series of fantastical, fairy-like short stories. I don't know if it's fairy-like, but it's fairy tale-like to me. And oh my god, the end papers are the most gorgeous thing in the world. And I'm kind of just reading a short story a day. I read the first short story last night, and the problem with short stories, I'm like, I want more, but also I understand why you can't give me more. You're only 50 pages or less. So I'll just kind of update you as I read those short stories here. I am also around the halfway mark of Fate Game by Madison Fox on my Kindle. This is the third and final book in the Interconnected the System series. And we are following Jackson, who was the one that I'm most excited for. However, I have a feeling this is going to be my least favorite book in the series. In this book, we are following Jackson, the final masked gamer who is part of the big gamer collective, gamer group, the System. And he is sort of shacking up with Deer, who is a very famous cozy gamer who recently got swatted and is struggling with a stalker and trying to deal with the trauma of that, and she is living with them while she is trying to find a new place to live, and they are sort of forced to come together. Minimal thoughts on this right now. I thought I was going to love Jackson the most. However, some of his inner dialogue, his inner thoughts, pissing me off right now. However, these two seem well suited to each other because both of them do not know how to communicate their feelings or how to partake or go forward with this relationship because they both like each other. Deer can acknowledge that she likes him, but she's like, I can't be with him. The man is who he is. And then Jackson's like, oh no, I am not a commitment level kind of guy. And she's too sweet and too cute. I would corrupt her situation. When they're both very similar. They are both very similar humans. They might be the darkness to each other's light, the grumpy to each other's sunshine. I don't know. But it is interesting seeing us explore Deer's mental state. I do believe we will delve deeper into it just because I don't think this swatting/stalking situation is the onset of all of her mental issues because it sounds like it goes further back. But I don't know. But I will catch you up as I do some more reading. I am in the process of working on the finalities of setting up my class for next week. But there's a lot of good things to work through this week. And I'm probably going to have a fair amount of free time to go about reading. So I will see y'all in the next update. And it is Tuesday. I was about to say morning. It is Tuesday afternoon. It is 2 o'clock. I stayed up late last night reading and doing other things. But I did read another short story in January. It's the second short story. It was about money, youth, and recklessness. And I'm probably not going to describe much more than that in each short story just because they're 30 pages long, so you will get spoiled. I don't know if each short story is going to involve a bit of romance, but so far both have. So maybe it will be a bit of like romantic-y fairy tales that we're going through. And then I got, how many chapters in? I'm on chapter 7, page 91 of I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com. She was a fun, giggly time. She's everything I want from a Kimberly Lemming novel. Somehow I think this got more absurd than Mead Mishaps. So essentially what we're following Dory Valentine, who is a wildlife researcher on her way to completing her PhD, when one day when she's out in the field, a lion basically tries to attack her, but hold up, she gets saved by a beam of alien light, which brings her up to their spaceship, and while she's on that spaceship, she breaks free and finds herself crash-landed with a talking lion on an alien planet where there's a lot of hot male aliens going about. And yeah, so apparently this might be spoilers. So if you want to go in without any knowledge at all, from this point on, I'm assuming it's going to be somewhat spoiler-esque. So apparently these aliens that abducted her are like researchers who, when they put these other alien groups they abducted on there, accidentally only brought men. So they found out that human women are the closest reproductive match to these alien men, so that's why they abducted all of these women at the moment of their certain death. And yeah, and now she has 2 mates. I do have questions. 1, it is a wide choose, but given how they became mated, would the men not also be attracted to each other? Second off, these aliens aren't they know some words pertaining to human anatomy, but yet somehow they don't know other words pertaining particularly to the human female anatomy. So, yeah. I know this does not need to have logic in it. It's really supposed to be silly, goofy, smutty time. But yeah. So, I will probably still rate it 5 stars. She is everything I want and I need in a book like this, where essentially you're just suspending disbelief for however many hours it takes you to read this, and just kicking, giggling, screaming, probably getting a little steamy. You know. I'm going to try and finish this today because it's Oathbound release day, and I've already gone on TikTok and had one Oathbound video pop up. So luckily it wasn't a spoiler video. It was a shopping video. But you know what? We're holding out, trying not to get things spoiled for us. But yeah, I'll probably end up reading another short story today. Hopefully we'll finish this today, and then we can dive into Oathbound, which will probably be the majority of this reading blog. I don't know how long it's supposed to be, but I'm pretty sure both Legendborn and Bloodmarked were over the 500-page mark, so she might take me a hot second to make it through. And now I'm going to go finally write up the syllabus for my class. I did attempt to get Sabrina Carpenter tickets this morning, and then I saw the price. I was like, well, you don't really need them that bad. So I'll see. It is 3 a.m., so it's officially Wednesday, but I got one more short story deep into January's. It's my favorite so far. It was vampires, witches, and the whole concept of control, power, and bodily autonomy in such a sense. So, but I also, as I wanted to finish, I got abducted by aliens and I'm trapped in a rom-com. What made it a rom-com? I don't know. It's more of just a very erotic story. I don't know what I'm gonna rate this. I see no reason not to give it 5 stars, but also I'm trying to think if I liked it at the same level that I liked the other Kimberly Lemming books. We'll see. The rating will be on the screen. But I'm not gonna lie, the hilarity and absurdity of it all, the spiciness, the smuttiness, come on. And just like the whole integration of like, what would happen if aliens decided to sort of somewhat create a human-like existence on a planet when they have like 3 days of information to gather things. Also, it says why choose, but I'd venture to say this is way more polyamorous, in my opinion. Yeah, and I didn't really like one of the guys more than the other, so. I will say one thing, she did this with Mead Mishaps, in that the first book only had the FMC's point of view, and then we got like the MNC's point of view in the other 2 books. She only gave us the FMC's point of view in this book, which I don't think hindered things. I think it would have been interesting to see what the other 2 guys were thinking. I don't know. I got some thoughts. There were some time jumps in there for Loke and Soul that I would have been like, kind of want to know what's going on. But hey, the epilogue setting up what's going on in the next few, Blair. I'm excited to see where she takes her story because she sounds like an amazing little spitfire of a woman. And yeah, the next time I see y'all, I should be starting Oathbound. So it is 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. I have officially purchased and downloaded the ebook of Oathbound, which I'm glad I decided to go ebook route because apparently a lot of people on TikTok are having trouble getting their physical copies. So that's good for me. I'm about to strap in, read my next short story in January by Olivia Blake. And then I want to try and get to at least 25% of Oathbound tonight, but we'll see. Also, we have a guest star. Zeus is hitting it up with us tonight. He seems very comfortable right now. Also, my plans may be impeded by the fact that I have a strong urge to watch the Cheetah Girls right now. We'll see. But I will see you tomorrow, which is probably going to be an errands day for me, so I'm not sure what reading will get done. Alright, so it is Thursday afternoon. I read nowhere near 25%. I think I'm more like 5 or 6% into this book because it's 653 pages, so it's going to take me probably a couple days to get through. I will probably get most of the reading of this done this weekend because today is kind of just like a little bit of an errands off day for me. I went out to get one thing, bought a whole bunch of things, which granted, a lot of them were things that I was looking to replace or get anyways, but I justified it because birthday shopping. So new pants, new makeup, new hairbrush because mine's getting a little tattered. So, and some new snacks. So, but I just found out where I used to work is about to get a Powerpuff Girls collection in, and I'm like, excuse me, I will be back soon. But I finished one more short story in January's. It was a short story that I really enjoyed. So far, all of these short stories have had some sort of romantic inkling to it. So if you're looking for a bunch of romantic short stories that have sort of this gothic, like historical, like kind of just a lot of them have like a gothic, historical, fantastical vibe to them, I really think it's a good one. This last one was about a very toxic love situation, which I found real interesting. I'm about like 5 to 6 chapters into Oathbound so far, which I went on TikTok and saw Tracy Dion saying that this is actually a 4-book series. So we're still stuck in the middle series. So, I guess we're going to be waiting another 2 to 3 years for the other book. I was like, which, since I know that I'm going to be waiting now, I'm not as dying to rush through this as I was, because when I thought it was the last book, I'm like, I need to know how her story wraps up. But this is just midway through her story so far. But yeah, I'm very interested. I already got a little bit misty-eyed in chapter 5 last night. Didn't quite cry. But I have a feeling of all books, this one's probably going to make me... So I have a theory of how I think this book is going to end or go. Especially because, yeah, I will say the one downside is that I know, like, Bria's the main character. We're only following her point of view. But for the life of me, I'm like, can we get, like, a novella from Nick or Sel's point of view? Because I'm sure they have all this, they have this side quest, I'm sure, going in the hunt to find so-and-so, like, this entire book. And I'm like, I kind of want to know what they're doing. But also, like, it is Bria's story. And so far, we've been introduced to some new characters. And I'm very excited to see how this goes. But today and tomorrow are a little more jam-packed with things to do. So I'm probably only going to be making it through a little bit of this book. But I'm also... The amount of TikToks I've seen about Barnes & Noble not paying the respect to Oathbound that needs to be is kind of ticking me off. Which I know, from what I understand, it's Barnes & Noble, like, specific. So some areas are giving it the praise it deserves and giving it its own table and, like, making it easier to find. But some places and a lot of places are just, like, not. But Tracy, so far, she's good. So it is Saturday, March 9th. We are nearing the end of this reading vlog situation, and it has not gone as I had thought. So essentially what happened, Thursday and Friday, did not read one bit. Thursday, I was running errands I had planned, because like I usually do, I read at nighttime. However, in the middle of the night, as with always, as I approach my birthday, it happens every year, and it's kind of like a cyclical thing. I tend to enter a very depressive, sad state, and it just happened to hit early this year, about a week or so early, and I just was bawling my eyes out all night. And then as of yesterday and today, I'm just thoroughly in a state of feeling like numb.
Which is funny. I feel like people sometimes don't understand, like, sometimes, like, especially if you're high functioning with anxiety and depression, how you can, like, appear like you're going out and doing things and, like, you're accomplishing tasks, but realistically, I can feel within myself, like, I am basically kind of numb to the world right now. Just, like, the well of sadness stays just, like, right under the surface of everything I do. So I think because of that, I'm going to probably put off reading Oathbound for a little bit right now, just because it is a story that heavily deals with grief, and the circumstances that surrounding why I have this cyclical depression around my birthday tend to do a lot with grief for me. So I have a feeling trying to pick that up right now when I am in the thick of it, probably not okay, especially since I already got teary-eyed 5 chapters in. So I've just been reading the collection of short stories by Ollie Blake, because right now, one, there's just something comforting about, like, short, like, fairy tale, fable-esque love stories, but also short stories are very low commitment for me right now. Even if Olivia Blake's is very, as I like to say, very thick, kind of highbrow writing style, these short stories are very easy to get through. Plus, I have a feeling if I try to read anything like Oathbound right now, or any, like, super anticipated release, just because of my physical and mental state, I probably would not give it the fair try that it deserves. So I've already made it through 2 more short stories. The last one I read had to do with some Greek mythology. And now I must go listen to a particular song. I'm really enjoying it so far. I have favorite short stories over others. I am someone who likes a good short story collection, so I'm down to hear it. Plus, my brother just took me for my little Barnes & Noble birthday trip, yeah, I could have bought another book. He gave me $20 to use, and I only spent $13 after all of the discounts we got, so I could have gotten another one, but you will see those books in my birthday book haul, because, also, 2 sapphic books. Kind of want to do a sapphic reading vlog. Let me know if you're interested in that situation. I also kind of want to do, I've been seeing all the book girlies, like, rank, like, their top book boyfriends, and then, like, their top, like, book girlfriends or favorite FMCs. I kind of want to do that, but as a bisexual girly, I kind of want to do tier ranking my, like, top fictional, like, female crushes and, like, my top fictional male crushes and so on and so forth. Maybe not just contained to the book world. I don't know. Let me know if you'd be interested in that, because I feel like I have a lot to say, because I'm a Pisces. So I tend to fall in love with someone, I feel like, every day. And then I also tend to fall out of love with them, like, every day. So that's how it goes. But I will see you as I make it through some of my reading. Let's just say emotionally right now, I'm pushing through it, but I don't know that I'm going to I don't think I'm going to be pulled out of it in the next day or two. So
this is the end of the weekly reading vlog, and it ended up being quite a bit of a fail. I finished 1 book, started like 3 other books, did not finish any of them. So, but life happens. Depression hits and stuff like that. Luckily, I'm feeling a little better today, but oh well. So this is my little wrap-up recount of all we did. So far, the only book I finished was I Got Abducted by Aliens, and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming. I ended up giving this one 4.75 stars. It was a really fun and goofy, like, steamy, spicy little time that came on. I'm excited to see what book 2 or whatever, whenever we get that. I assume there's going to be a series of interconnected standalones like Mead Mishaps. I just think in comparing this to what she did in Mead Mishaps, I think I like that one a little more. Then in terms of January's by Olivia Blake, I am about halfway through it. I am on, I don't know what page this is. Let's see. I'm on page 203, and that's about halfway. Yeah, that's about halfway through it, because I think it's 360 something pages long. So yeah. So far, all of the short stories have been really good. There was one super short story, but most of them were around the 30 to 50 page mark. All of them having to do with romance, all fantastical, fairy tale-esque life, while also trying to giving that, like every fate. Okay, this hair. while giving that fable, fairy tale, like, lesson, like, moral of the story vibe going on. I'm really liking it so far. If I happen to finish it before I finish editing this video, I will put a rating on the screen. But right now, if I had to guess what I'm going to give it, probably a 4 stars. Is she, like, the most immaculate, amazing thing I've ever read? No. But is she a cute, sweet little time? Yes. And then on Oathbound. Listen, I am still hovering around, like, chapter 6. I will probably do a full review on my TikTok whenever I finish it. Like I said, if I finish it before I finish editing this video, which is very unlikely because I'll probably finish editing this video sometimes the next few days, I will give you updates. However, I just know in my gut, like something within my soul says that I'm going to be bawling my eyes out while reading this book, but I plan on trying to take my time with it just because it is book 3, you know, and it's going to be a long time probably before we get the final conclusion to Bree's storyline, which, listen, if what I think is going to happen happens in this book, I will not be okay. So, and then lastly, Fate Game by Madison Fox. I have not moved from where I was last week. If I had to venture a guess, I'd say this is going to make somewhere in the 3 to 4 star range. I don't know. If you see it on the screen, that is what I did. But this one I think is a good series if you're just looking for like palette cleansers, something with a little bit, not necessarily dark romance, but something with a little darker, kinkier, spicier themes to it, but still kind of has that contemporary romance read. Plus it's by a booktuber, so you like it. Plus I guess if you also want like romance novels centering gamers, this one's for you. But that is the end to this weekly reading vlog. So next time you see me, we should be in the midst of the trans rights readathon for 2025. So hopefully I'll have some good recs for you. But let me know what y'all have been reading in the month of March. Have you finished Oathbound already? Because I fear this one will take me a hot second to finish, but it does seem like it's going to be 5 stars. 5 stars all the way. And I guess I'll see y'all in the next video.